Episode 18, Saturday Morning's Promise. Katherine Morrison woke at 7, Saturday morning still wearing Friday's wrinkled suit, her neck cramped from sleeping at an awkward angle on her leather couch. Her phone showed 43 new emails and a text from Sarah Chen, time-stamped 6:47 a.m. Miguel confirmed for 9 a.m. Maria's very excited. Also, Westfield gave interview to WSJ overnight. Damage control needed. Katherine sat up, wincing as her spine protested. Through her apartment windows, early morning sunlight painted Manhattan's skyline in shades of gold and amber. Saturday. The first day of her 30-day countdown that didn't involve immediate crisis management or board votes. She should feel relief. Instead, she felt the weight of 396 remaining phone calls, Monday's meal allowance implementation, and whatever poison Marcus Westfield had fed the Wall Street Journal while she slept. Her phone buzzed again. James Rivera. Coalition meeting moved to 2 p.m. today instead of tomorrow. Raymond found something in the maintenance logs you need to see. Also bringing better coffee than last time because yours was terrible. Katherine smiled despite her exhaustion. She typed back, "My coffee was fine. Your standards are unreasonable." James, your coffee tasted like disappointment and corporate meetings. See you at 2. Katherine stood, her body protesting every movement. 43 years old and feeling 60 after the week she'd survived. She headed for the shower, already mentally preparing for Maria Rodriguez's visit. Miguel's daughter. 12 years old with a Mars rover project and dreams bigger than her father's double shifts could afford. The hot water helped. Katherine dressed in casual clothes, jeans and a soft gray sweater, feeling strange in anything other than business attire on a workday. Except Saturday wasn't a workday. Except it was, because she had 30 days and every hour mattered. Her phone rang at 7:42 a.m. Patricia Hughes. "You need to see the journal piece," Patricia said without preamble. Westfield went scorched earth. Katherine opened her laptop while Patricia waited. The Wall Street Journal's morning edition featured a prominent interview. Board member questions CEO's judgment after chaotic week. Marcus Westfield's quotes were surgical strikes. While we appreciate Ms. Morrison's passion, there are serious questions about whether emotional responses can substitute for sound business judgment. The board has given her 30 days, but we're already seeing concerning signs that reforms are being implemented without proper financial analysis or operational planning. I worry we're prioritizing theater over substance. The article noted that Westfield represented major institutional shareholders and quoted unnamed sources saying several board members privately shared his concerns, but felt pressured by employee sentiment to give Katherine more time. "He's building his case," Patricia said. "Every stumble you make in the next 30 days, he'll weaponize. Every reform that costs more than projected. Every metric that doesn't improve fast enough." "I know," Katherine said quietly. "Do you? Because this isn't about winning one battle, Katherine. This is trench warfare. Westfield will spend every day of your 30-day window undermining you with other board members, with shareholders, with the media. He's not waiting to see if you succeed. He's actively working to ensure you fail." Katherine thought of Thomas Okonkwo's daughter asking why Daddy came home angry, of Diana Reeves, with 13 years of perfect safety records and no voice in policy decisions, of Maria Rodriguez staying up late building Mars rovers while her father worked 60-hour weeks. "Let him try," Katherine said. "I've got 400 employees who stood up yesterday. I've got a coalition that's actually helping me implement reforms instead of just complaining about problems. And I've got 30 days to prove that doing the right thing can also be the profitable thing." "I hope you're right," Patricia said. "Because if you're wrong, Westfield won't just remove you. He'll use your failure as proof that stakeholder capitalism is naive fantasy, and he'll spend the next decade making sure no other CEO tries what you're attempting." After Patricia hung up, Katherine sat with her laptop, staring at Westfield's carefully constructed attacks. He was right about one thing. She was implementing reforms without the usual lengthy planning process. But the usual lengthy planning process was how companies studied problems for years while doing nothing. Her phone showed 8:15 a.m., 45 minutes until Maria's visit. Katherine made coffee, good coffee despite James Rivera's slander, and settled at her dining table with the 396 remaining employee names. She'd promised to call everyone who'd attended Friday's meeting, not delegate it to Sarah, not send form emails, personal calls from the CEO to every single person who'd stood with her. She started with the night shift workers who'd be awake. Marcus Williams, cargo handler, 9 years at Skyward. His phone rang 4 times before a cautious voice answered. "Mr. Williams, this is Katherine Morrison. I wanted to personally thank you for attending yesterday's meeting." Silence. Then, "Is this really the CEO?" "It really is. I saw you were on the night shift yesterday, and I wanted to make sure I caught you before you went to sleep." Okay, yeah, I was there. Watched on the video feed from the cargo bay. I appreciate that, especially since I know you had to coordinate with your supervisor to take that break." Another pause. "How did you know that?" "Because I worked the ramp for 3 days as Karen Miller," Katherine said. "I know exactly how hard it is to get 30 minutes away from the cargo flow during a shift." Marcus Williams's voice changed, warming slightly. "That was really you? We heard rumors, but thought it was bullshit. Sorry, I mean. It was really me. And I learned more in those 3 days than I had in 6 months of reading operational reports. So thank you for taking the time yesterday, and thank you for the work you do every day." "Nobody from corporate has ever called me before," Marcus said quietly. 9 years here. First time. Katherine felt that familiar twist in her chest. "That's going to change. I can't promise everything will be perfect, but I can promise you'll be heard." After Marcus, she called Angela Martinez, a gate agent from JFK. Then Diana Reeves, who answered with characteristic directness, "You better not screw this up, Morrison. Everyone who stood yesterday put their necks out." "I know," Katherine said. "I won't let you down." "See that you don't. Also, James says your coffee is terrible." "James is a coffee snob with unrealistic expectations," Diana laughed. "Fair enough. See you at the coalition meeting. And Katherine, that thing you did yesterday, standing up there and admitting you failed us, that mattered. Don't lose that." By 8:50 a.m., Katherine had completed 17 more calls. Her voice was getting hoarse, but she had coffee and determination. She'd make it through all 396 if it took all weekend. Her phone buzzed with a text from Miguel Rodriguez, in the lobby with Maria. She's very nervous and very excited. Katherine saved her call list and headed for the elevator. Saturday morning at headquarters meant minimal staff, just security and a skeleton crew handling weekend operations. The building felt different without the usual weekday chaos. Quieter, more human-scaled. Miguel stood near the security desk with his daughter, who clutched a carefully wrapped shoebox. Maria wore a NASA t-shirt and jeans, her dark hair pulled back in a ponytail. She looked terrified and thrilled in equal measure. "Maria," Katherine said, kneeling to the girl's eye level, "I'm so glad you came. Your dad told me about your Mars rover project." Maria glanced at Miguel, who nodded encouragingly. "I finished it," she said softly. "I stayed up late every night this week." "Can I see it?" Maria carefully unwrapped the shoebox, revealing a meticulously crafted model. The rover was about 8 inches long, constructed from cardboard, bottle caps, aluminum foil, and what looked like parts from an old remote control car. But the detail was extraordinary. Maria had painted it in NASA's signature white and gold, with tiny solar panels made from aluminum foil and bottle cap wheels that actually rotated. "It's based on curiosity," Maria explained, her nervousness fading as she discussed her work. "But I added modifications for theoretical manned missions. See, this compartment here could store emergency supplies, and I designed the solar panels to be 30% larger to power additional life support systems." Katherine examined the rover carefully. "This is remarkable work, Maria. How long did this take you?" 3 weeks. I worked on it every night after homework, and I researched the actual Curiosity rover specifications online to make sure the proportions were accurate. The attention to detail is incredible. Have you shown this to your teachers?" Maria's enthusiasm dimmed slightly. "My science teacher liked it, but our school doesn't have a robotics program or anything like that. My dad looked into STEM camps, but they're really expensive." Katherine looked at Miguel, who shifted uncomfortably. "The good programs cost $1,500 to $3,000 for summer sessions," Miguel said quietly. "On my salary..." He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't need to. Katherine thought of Richard Pemberton's wife collecting $2.3 million for fraudulent investigations, of corporate budgets that found millions for executive bonuses, while Miguel Rodriguez worked double shifts and his brilliant daughter couldn't access programs that might change her life. "Maria," Katherine said, "would you be interested in some information about scholarship programs and fully funded STEM camps? My assistant Sarah knows about several that specifically support students with financial need." Maria's eyes went wide. "Really? There are free ones? Really? And I'm going to have Sarah send your dad information about high school STEM programs too. You're clearly talented and you deserve opportunities to develop that talent." Miguel's voice was thick with emotion. "Miss Morrison, you don't have to." "I want to," Katherine interrupted gently. "This is exactly why I'm fighting so hard to change things here. Because you shouldn't have to choose between double shifts and your daughter's education. Because families like yours deserve better." Maria carefully rewrapped her rover, then looked up at Katherine with an expression far too serious for a 12-year-old. "My dad told me what you did, going undercover and everything, and what you said at the meeting yesterday." "Did he?" "He said you're trying to make it so he doesn't have to work so many hours, so he can come home and help me with projects instead of being too tired." Katherine felt her throat tighten. "That's exactly what I'm trying to do." Maria reached into her backpack and pulled out a piece of paper. "I made this for you, to say thank you." It was a crayon drawing, a Mars rover on red terrain with a small figure standing beside it. The figure wore a business suit and had dark skin and a ponytail. At the bottom, in careful child's handwriting, "Thank you for helping my dad." Katherine accepted the drawing with hands that weren't quite steady. "Maria, this is beautiful. Can I keep it?" "That's why I made it for you," Maria said, smiling shyly. After Miguel and Maria left, Katherine stood in the lobby holding a crayon drawing and feeling the weight of every promise she'd made. 400 employees standing. Thomas Okonkwo's 7-year-old daughter asking why Daddy was always angry. And now Maria Rodriguez, 12 years old, with dreams of Mars and a father who worked himself to exhaustion. 30 days to prove corporations could change. Katherine returned to her office and taped Maria's drawing to her wall, right next to her computer monitor, where she'd see it every day. Then she picked up her phone and resumed calling employees. By noon, she'd completed 63 more calls. Her voice was definitely hoarse now, and her coffee had gone cold. But she had 316 remaining names and all afternoon before the coalition meeting. Sarah texted at 12:17 p.m. "Stock up another 2% this morning." Analyst from Morgan Stanley published notes saying Friday's employee response suggests cultural transformation might actually work. Also, 3 more resignation letters withdrawn. Total now at 7 people who changed their minds about quitting. Katherine allowed herself a moment of hope. 7 employees who'd planned to leave and decided to stay. It wasn't much, but it was something. A data point suggesting maybe, possibly, she was moving in the right direction. Her phone rang. James Rivera. "Change of plans," James said. "Coalition meeting is now at my place at 1 p.m. instead of 2 p.m. Raymond found something in the maintenance logs that can't wait." "What kind of something?" "The kind that explains why we've had 3 emergency landings in the last 6 months. The kind that Pemberton buried in his cost-cutting reports. The kind that could ground half our fleet if the FAA finds out." Katherine's stomach dropped. "I'll be there at 1. She had 45 minutes to grab lunch, review whatever maintenance crisis Raymond had uncovered, and prepare for an afternoon of discovering exactly how deep Pemberton's negligence went. 30 days to prove corporations could change. And apparently, 30 days to prevent the FAA from discovering her predecessor had been covering up maintenance issues that could kill people. Katherine looked at Maria's drawing. A small figure in a business suit standing on Mars beside a rover built by a 12-year-old who deserved better than a father too exhausted to help with homework. She picked up her phone and kept calling employees. Because whatever crisis Raymond had found, whatever bombs Westfield was planting with the Wall Street Journal, whatever disasters waited in maintenance logs, she'd made promises to 637 people who'd stood with her. And Katherine Morrison didn't break her promises anymore. Not to employees, Not to 7-year-old daughters asking why daddy was angry. Not to 12-year-old girls dreaming of Mars while their fathers worked double shifts. Not anymore. She had 30 days, and she was going to use every single one of them.
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.